All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something from way back in 1956 that is, believe it or not, more relevant than ever. It's an idea that gets right to the heart of a huge question. Why do so few people actually achieve what they set out to do? We're talking about Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret.
So, Nightingale kicks things off with a question that honestly should make you just stop and think for a second. Imagine this. You take 100 people, all starting out at age 25. They're smart, they're ambitious, they're totally convinced they're going to be a success. But what happens when you fast forward 40 years? What do their lives really look like when they hit 65? Well, the reality is, it's pretty staggering. Out of those 100 people, only 5 will be financially secure. The other 95, and that is the vast majority, are either broke or they're still working just to scrape by. I mean, let that sink in. 95% fall short. So, the real mystery isn't why those 5% make it. It's what on earth happened to the other 95? Where did all that potential just disappear? So what is it? What's the big difference between these two groups? What do the 5% know that the 95% just don't? Well, Nightingale says it's got nothing to do with how smart you are, or your talent, or even luck. The reason, he argues, is shockingly simple. Nightingale actually found the clue in this quote from the psychiatrist Rollo May. The opposite of courage is conformity. And that right there is the heart of the problem. See, the 95% fail because they are what he calls outer directed. They're constantly looking around, seeing what everyone else is up to, and they just fall in line. They never stop to ask themselves, hey, is this even the direction I want to go? Think about it like this. It's like the difference between two ships setting sail. The first one has a captain, a crew, a destination all mapped out. That ship, he says, will get to where it's going 9,999 times out of 10,000. It's almost a sure thing. But now, picture that exact same ship, but with no captain, no crew, no destination. It's just drifting. It's going to end up as a wreck washed up on some beach somewhere. A person without a clear goal, they're exactly like that ship without a rudder. Okay, so if just going with the flow and drifting aimlessly is the problem, what's the solution? This brings us right to the core of Nightingale's whole message, the one simple, powerful idea that changes, well, everything. You know, if you look back through all of history, the greatest thinkers, the biggest philosophers, the prophets, they disagreed on pretty much everything. But on this one single point, they are all in complete, total, unanimous agreement. So what is it? What is that one powerful, life-changing idea? This is it, right here, the strangest secret. We become what we think about. It's that simple. The truth is, our thoughts literally create our reality. So a person who holds a specific, worthy goal in their mind, they're going to achieve it. But a person with no goal, whose mind is just this chaotic jumble of confusion, anxiety, and fear, well, they're going to create a life that looks exactly like that chaos. You literally build your world with your thoughts. And you know what? This completely reframes what success even means. Success isn't just about a pile of money or a fancy job title. Nightingale defines it as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So if you are actively, deliberately working toward a goal that you set for yourself, doesn't matter if you're a teacher, an entrepreneur, a stay-at-home parent, you are a success. It's all about the journey, not just getting to the finish line. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds almost too simple, right? But how does it actually work? I mean, how can our thoughts, all by themselves, have such a real physical impact on our lives? Well, the mechanism behind it is as old as the earth itself. I want you to think of your mind as a piece of rich, fertile farmland. Now that land, it doesn't care what you plant in it. If you plant a corn seed, what do you get? Corn. If you plant a seed of deadly nightshade, a poison, it will grow that poison just as happily. Your mind works on the exact same principle. It will grow whatever you plant in it, a beautiful, worthy goal, or a life of confusion and negativity. The choice is 100% yours. And if you need some real-world proof, look no further than this. For decades, the world's top experts swore that running a 4-minute mile was physically impossible. They said a man's heart would literally explode. And then,
On May 6th, 1954, a guy named Roger Bannister went out and did it. He proved them all wrong. But here's the craziest part. Just 46 days later, somebody else broke his record. See, the barrier was never physical. It was always, always mental. The belief had to come before the reality. Okay, so we've got the secret. We become what we think about. But, and this is a big but, this isn't some magic wand you can just wave. Nightingale is crystal clear that there's a price to be paid. It's a fundamental law of the universe, right? For every action, there's a reaction. So what does it actually cost to put this secret to work for you?
So, what's the price tag? Nightingale lays out 4 simple but totally non-negotiable commitments. First, you have to truly, deeply understand and accept this idea: you become what you think about. Second, you gotta remember the word imagination and just let your mind soar. Stop telling yourself all the reasons you can't do something. Third, you have to find the courage to concentrate on your goal every single day. And fourth, this one's surprisingly practical. You have to save 10% of everything you earn.
Let's just pause on that last one for a second. 10%. Nightingale was really insistent on this. And it's not just about the money, you see. It's a physical act of discipline. It's you making a tangible, real-world commitment to your future self. It's you proving with your actions that you actually believe in the goal you're working towards. All right, now we get to the best part. This isn't just a bunch of nice theory. Nightingale gives us a concrete, actionable plan to prove this whole principle in your own life. He calls it a 30-day test, and he says it can completely change your entire trajectory. So here's the challenge he laid out. Just try this for 30 days. Number 1, write down one single, specific, clearly defined goal on a card. Number 2, look at that card all the time, first thing in the morning, throughout the day, right before you go to sleep. 3, you have to take control of your thoughts. The second a negative or fearful thought pops into your head, you consciously swap it out with the mental image of your goal already achieved. 4, focus on giving more. Give more value at work, be of greater service to others, knowing that what you put out is what you get back. And finally, number 5, you gotta persist. If you have a bad day and you fall off the horse, don't just quit, just start the 30-day clock over again. And that last step, that's really what makes all the difference, isn't it? Understanding the secret is one thing, but like it says here, ideas are totally worthless unless we act on them. The 30-day challenge isn't just some thought experiment, it's the engine. It's the thing that turns your thought, your goal, into a real, tangible reality. The writer Dorothea Brande, she built her entire philosophy around this single phrase: act as though it were impossible to fail. I mean, what a powerful mindset to carry with you as you start this journey. Take this test seriously, with sincerity and faith, and just act as if failure isn't even in the vocabulary. So, as we wrap this up, it really all comes down to this. The secret's out. The tools are right here, in your hands. You are in control of the single most powerful creative force in the entire universe, your own mind. Everything that happens in your future will be a direct result of your thoughts. So the only question left to ask is, what are you going to choose to build?